Hi guys, so today we're going to start by reviewing multiplying decimals for those that were sick while I taught this lesson or for those that forgot. We're going to do a quick review today with me drawing on my whiteboard and me doing this voiceover. And then the next lesson is going to be dividing decimals where I'll have my video on the bottom of the screen. So it could be a bit more interactive, but this is going to be a quick review on multiplying decimals. So let's look at our first example. I'm writing 2 7/10 times 5. And you can look at this example as if it said 27 times 5, if that helps you if you ignore the decimal. But for our purposes, I want you to get used to using the decimal. So I'm going to erase the whole number. And we're going to multiply it as is. 7 times 5 is 35. Bring down the 5, carry the 3. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13. Now we have to put our decimal point back in. I swooped one time from the end of my number, so that means I have to swoop one time in my final product. 13 5/10. Let's look at the next problem. 14 2/10 times 6. Some people like to swoop in the beginning of the problem and then have that in at the end. So you could count at the beginning or at the end. In this problem, I'll count in the beginning and multiply out my numbers. 2 times 6 is 12, carry the 1. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 5, and 1 times 6 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And I swooped one time, so it's 85 2/10. If you want, you can slow down this video and go back and work on the problem independently. We're going to do one more problem together. Two 75/100 times 25. So here we have a double-digit number. I'm counting the swoops in the beginning, and I see it takes 2 swoops to get to my decimal point. So I'll need that information for later. I'm now going to multiply out my numbers like I normally would if it were whole numbers. 5 times 5 is 25, 7 times 5 is 35, plus 2 is 37. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. Now we're going to multiply out that 20 part, so we need to drop a 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15. And 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Let's add it up. 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 0 is 7. 3 plus 5 is 8. And 1 plus 5 is 6. Now we have to put our decimal point back in. We need to swoop 2 times from the end of our number. 68 75/100.